Authorities in Nelson Mandela Bay are stepping up efforts to combat rising crime in the region. Today, the Police Ministry, Eastern Cape Government and the Nelson Mandela Bay Municipality signed a crucial cooperation agreement aimed at addressing the escalating crime. This partnership promises improved coordination among law enforcement agencies. Newzroom Afrika's Cape Kema joins us now from Wolfson Stadium in Kwazakele, a crime hotspot in the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro. Sipa, very good afternoon to you. Now, we know that the fight against crime in the Eastern Cape is seemingly now ramping up with officials rolling up their sleeves. Do you get a sense of reassurance and calm from community members based on these initiatives that are being put in place?
Well, I can tell you, Katlego, that some community members are saying that they're starting to see the effectiveness of the minister's visits in the Nelson Mandela Bay. If you remember, on August the 16th, he did promise extra boots on the ground. That's at 300 police officers, but of senior level. And some people are saying that they're starting to see the effects of that deployment. But that's not the only thing. Now, between the three spheres of government, this agreement is looking at the law enforcement agencies from Metro Police to national police officers working together, sharing resources instead of individually to assist them in the fight against crime. I mean, Katlego, we heard the minister referring to the Nelson Mandela Bay as the mecca of crime, according to the stats that were released last month. Now, he did not only just talk about the cooperation, but also some of the tools that they're looking to use. This is what Minister Mchunu has had to say regarding some of more scientific and tools to use to fight against crime.
One of the things we are going to have to do is to identify all these criminals that are here, because there are no names in it, and want to see their faces somewhere in the streets in the city. So where is this criminal? It's 1 o'clock now, it's a Sunday. Where is this criminal? We want to get to that technology that will enable us to see the movements of each of these criminals. So develop a register. Because these crimes, they don't come from, they are not a natural disaster like rain. They're not. The fact that they are committed by human beings, it means human beings can stop them. We can stop them. They are fewer, and they are said to be younger, and all of that.
Now, Katlego, if you remember, August 16th, we heard some of the community members coming from that Imbizo where the Minister of Police, Senzo Mchunu, was promising the communities of the changes that he's going to make or in the policing, especially putting his attention into the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro. Now, you know, some of those community members were in doubt, some of them apprehensive, but now we've seen him come back whenever he says he's going to come back. We've seen him bringing on the 300 extra boots on the ground to assist in fighting crime. We've seen the work done with the extortionists as well in the Nelson Mandela Bay, but not only that, in the Eastern Cape as well. Now, this program, the minister says that they will eventually extend it to other areas, Katlego, because it's not just the Nelson Mandela Bay that's experiencing problems, which is a metro, but you go to far areas such as at some point in Lusikisiki, it was the rape capital of the country, now a small rural village. Imagine being a rape capital. So those are the issues that are facing the police in the Eastern Cape, as well as what they're going to be taking in now with this cooperation. Now we're going to bring in the Premier of the Eastern Cape, Oscar Mabuyane, and we know that, Premier, you have been calling for all efforts on the ground and for assistance in fighting against crime.
National anthem is on. Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to viewers. As we have said, I'm quite happy with the progress that we're making. The minister is back. He committed to be back. He's not coming here for the first time. He's not coming here for the last time. Slowly but surely, we are dealing with this issue of crime here. We are committed in eradicating crime. We want to uproot it out of our community. And I can tell you now, the might of the state has been demonstrated. I'm quite happy that every time these thugs are starting a war against police, police are winning that battle. And we have said so. And I repeat it. I don't want those ones who don't want to fight with police, because they are making life difficult for us, because we must arrest them, we must have more budget, we must transport them to jail. But those who fight, who are making our lives easy, because there are two places where criminals belong. They belong underground or in jail. So, but in jail, they are eating more tax resources. So we better get rid of them. We must not see them anymore. Our people need saved as they are guaranteed in our constitution. Good work has been done. And I'm quite happy that I'm no longer having a huge traffic of complaints coming from communities. I'm no longer making our commissioners not to sleep because of this and that. Yes, we still have a problem of stock theft in the areas of Kumbu, Tsolo, Mount Frere. That's another area to focus on. We need more resources. We need more helicopters, as I've said. You need helicopter here. You need helicopter in East London to monitor the border area. You need helicopter on the eastern side. So Minister is committed. We're working on the ICT, putting more technology to monitor every space, every municipalities. We had the PIF last week. Every mayor committed to set up budgets to make sure that we're putting cameras in every town to make sure that we protect our space.
Now, Premier, one would say, of course, some of these criminals, some of them are opportunists, but some would say, you get the petty crimes of the mugging on the side of the roads, of people. Some are saying it's other underlying issues, socio-economic issues, no jobs, poverty. Some of them are what's actually pressing or feeding into criminality. What exactly a plan in the Eastern Cape do we have around that? Remember, there's also an issue with employment or unemployment, rather, in the Eastern Cape.
That's exactly the point. The more you are able to create political stability, you are bringing policy certainty. But if you have got a disruption of criminality and all that, those issues would not happen. We are bringing more investors. I had a meeting earlier on today, this morning, with the Hive Hydrogen Group that are bringing about 100 billion investment in this area, in our province, almost estimated to create more than 20,000 jobs. These are things that won't afford to delay. As I'm speaking to you, the province is a construction site. Wherever you travel, and you are traveling the province, it's a road construction. All major road network is under construction in our province. So we're creating jobs, but we also want business to come. We're creating those roads as enablers to stimulate the economic growth. So if there's crime, no people will come, no tourists will come. We are losing breadwinners, and the situation of crime exacerbates the problem of unemployment and poverty. We are losing breadwinners because they are targeting people who appear to be having resources. So we can't afford, we must stop it now, and we're stopping it. And we're calling everybody out there. No one must cooperate with criminals. So if you saw those criminals, whether those extortionists in rural areas, use the hotline. It's a free toll line. Reported that police will respond. Every policeman and woman in our province is ready now, is combat ready to make sure that we thwart crime, we confront criminals head on. And criminals are not going to coexist with us anymore in our communities.
All right, thank you so much. That's the Premier of the Eastern Cape, the Cape Oscar Mabuyane, talking about, of course, some of the relief that's coming in with the assistance and with this cooperation, the relief it's going to bring, of course, to the provincial police pocket and community safety, as well as local government in the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro, giving them extra resources as well. But also, that extortion hotline that was recently launched, it seems as though it has become effective, because we were informed that the recent kidnappings, the pressure that came for those kidnappers to release the current victims that were kidnapped, one of them being a lady who was traveling to Umgazi in Port St. John's, was because of the pressure of the extortion line where people were reporting. But also another issue to highlight with that extortion line is that the police are saying that they've been receiving prank calls, more than 1,000 prank calls coming in for the police, which has made it difficult for them to follow leads.
Right, that's Sipha Kema out in KwaZakele, which is a hotspot in the Eastern Cape during that multidisciplinary intervention crime initiative that's currently taking place. Thank you so much for that update, Sipha. Now,